at home with a Filipina babysitter who my mom and dad left us with. They went out with some other missionary couples for the evening. I told the babysitter of what the Lord had convicted me of, and she led me to the Lord. They heard a call out from one of the pilots that his engine had quit, and thankfully he had quit right near our location, and he was able to glide in to our airstrip. And we were able to, because we had the radio on, we were able to clear the airstrip of people and cattle and other, things that, at that time of day when you're not expecting a plane, people are just milling about. And so that was one time we saw God's hand, just protecting the pilot and having mom and dad have the radio on at a time they normally didn't. He had seen this Cobra, and right where we had been playing just a few minutes earlier, a king Cobra, and had jumped, and it had struck at him. And thankfully his mom had done some work for my mom earlier and had, in exchange for work, gotten a pair of old Cub Scout pants, which were too big for him. Usually the boys just wore a little loincloth and nothing else on, so it would have been bare skin. But because the pants were too big for him, when the Cobra struck, it caught the pants and not him. The men all came running. My dad came down. They killed the Cobra. It was over 8 feet long. But if he had been bitten, he would have died. But, God allowed him to have those pants on, and God protected us. We were just down there a few minutes earlier playing catch in that same area. Close to death, had to have a lung removed because of cancer. I loved the outdoors. I loved farming. And because of the restrictions of my respiratory system, I just can't do that stuff to the extent. And I got to be content with where God has me. Right now I work in the school system in Dalton, in the public school system as a parapro. I work in the library, and I love it because I'm able to minister to young children. One of the biggest scriptures, it was in Jeremiah. I know the plans I have for you, plans for good, not for evil, and I trust in that. My dad was a great example to me. My dad loved the Word, always had his Bible with him, whether it was in the grocery store, whether he was hunting. One of my favorite stories I share about my dad, and when we were on furlough, I was in 7th grade, somebody called into the paper and said they saw Norman Fleet reading his Bible while waiting in line at the post office. I said, that's my dad. And he instilled a love for me for the Word. And as I spend time each morning just in the Word, I get up early, and just different promises of the Lord ring true. That even though the difficult situation I'm in, and I feel like I'm missing out on some things, God is faithful. His promises are true.